Hi, cocktail lovers. Well, fuck me. I need a martini stat. Is there anything sexier than a martini? Well, I can think of a few things, but today I'm talking cocktails. So when I see somebody slide up to the bar and order a martini with authority, that is such a boss move. I need a drink, maybe even a cigarette. But today I'm going to show you how to order a martini like a boss as well. Hi cocktail lovers, I'm Erin, the chief sommelier and founder of the Wine Sisters. Welcome to our channel. This is the place where every week we show you how to eat, drink, and entertain like a pro. Today we are bringing sexy back. That's right, we are talking the classic martini cocktail. And like anything kind of sexy and alluring, the martini comes with a little teensy bit of intimidation because there's a whole lot of swagger involved. There's something just so sophisticated, sexy, cool. You know, that sort of James Bond, Ernest Hemingway, Humphrey Bogart kind of, dare I say, aloof confidence that comes along with it. It's pretty sexy. And I want to show you the 8 different ways that you can also get your sexy on. Ready to get to it? So first, a brief lesson on the history and etiquette of martini culture. Now, martinis first hit the scene around 1880, and they were initially just gin and vermouth. Vodka, which is a completely reliable, super awesome martini to have, but vodka didn't really get onto the scene until after Prohibition, and in fact, didn't really even become that popular until about the 60s or the 70s. Although in recent years, I'd have to say, anecdotally speaking, I think gin is back in the lead. Thank God. I'm a gin girl. Now, for the garnish, you actually have a bit of a dealer's choice. You can choose between a lemon twist, the ever popular cocktail olive, or even the cocktail onion. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Now let's talk glassware. If you order your martini on the rocks, or of course that's with ice, don't look glum when it shows up in a rocks glass and not the beautiful coupe of your emoji dreams. Rocks comes in a rocks glass, and if you would like to have this beautiful, sexy little coupe, as we all do, then you're going to want to order your martini neat or without ice. And don't worry if you get your martini without ice, because it will still come ice cold. How cold? Oh, so super cold it will put hair on your chest. I don't know, does cold put hair on your chest? It probably should, so it would keep you warmer, but I digress. Anyway, unlike what Mr. Bond ordered, poor Mr. Bond, he's one heck of a guy, but in this particular case, led astray. What we want to do is we want to use a mixing glass filled with ice, and we want to stir it. And the reason for that is because your martini is made with clear spirits, and when shaken, it creates minuscule air bubbles, as well as fractions of little bits of ice that will come off that will cloud an otherwise crystal clear spirit. And again, half the fun of the martini is the sexy look it brings to the table. Always stirred, never shaken. And martinis are 3-ounce drinks. The vast majority of that is going to be your preferred vodka or gin, but there has to be a slash of vermouth as well. Now, back in the day when I was working in swanky Toronto restaurants, people would come in and they'd order their preferred martini of choice, but very dry, no vermouth. And if that's you, well, hey, more power to you, boss. I like your style, but you're essentially ordering a mugful of vodka or gin. It's not a martini. In order to be a martini, it must have some vermouth. Do not shoot the messenger. Now, some bartenders might choose to use an atomizer and spritz it either into the glass or into the mixing glass. Others might choose to put in a little bit of vermouth, stir it around with the ice, and then dump it out. But I like mine the OG way, and that's going to be 2.5 ounces of gin. That's my preferred spirit, so I've got some right here. 2.5 ounces of gin, as well as a 1/4 ounce of vermouth, stirred right in there. Now, there's all kinds of beautiful, sexy, lovely vermouths on the market these days, so I think a touch of vermouth is actually really gorgeous and a really great complement to your drink. Now you're gonna stir. This might get a little loud while the ice breaks down. You're gonna stir with grace, maybe a bit of mystery, certainly authority, and definitely aplomb. Maybe about a good 15 seconds to get it nice and chilled. And because I do favor that sexy coupe, I'm going to strain mine into one. Take my Hawthorne strainer, and in it goes. You can see how beautiful and crystal clear this gorgeous martini is. And with my gin martinis, I'm an olive girl. So let's actually have a word about olives, shall we? When you have a martini, you are going to garnish with 1 or 3 olives, never 2, and certainly not half a cup. If you're hungry, order a salad, okay? Now that's your OG classic martini happening right there, but there are a couple of other ways that you can have it. Now another classic OG martini is called the Gibson Martini. You may have heard of this. This is where we actually use the exact spirits that we just measured out and poured in, but instead of using our cocktail olives, we are replacing that with cocktail onions. Delicious and savory. But if savory is more your game, you are probably interested in the dirty martini. That's definitely come on trend in the last few years. You're probably very familiar with it. That's where we add a little bit of olive brine to our spirit concoction. But it actually isn't that new. It was invented allegedly in 1900 or so, and apparently was the tipple of choice of FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, who sipped them while in the White House. Probably that's why he's one of the more popular US presidents in history. Certainly would be with me. And of course, there are a few other things that you can do in terms of ordering a classic martini that is still elegant, sophisticated, and has that OG style. You may have heard of the 50-50 martini. The 50-50 martini, again, same proportions, but with that vermouth, you're dividing that vermouth in half and doing half sweet vermouth, so the red vermouth, and half dry vermouth, which is the white vermouth. Another one is the Perfect Martini, and the Perfect Martini sometimes gets confused with the 50-50 martini, but follow the bouncing ball here. The Perfect Martini is actually one of equal ratios gin and vermouth. So 1.5 ounces of gin to 1.5 ounces of vermouth. That's the Perfect Martini. But if you are a vermouth lover, perhaps the reverse martini is more your game. The reverse martini, allegedly the martini of choice for the likes of Julia Child, and how can you argue with Julia, as well as Winston Churchill. And he was a champion drinker, so you certainly can't argue with him. But what that is where you take more vermouth and less gin or vodka. But Julia allegedly I call her Julia, we're close like that. Julia allegedly liked to have 5 parts vermouth to 1 part gin. And good old Sir Winston, who never met a drink that he didn't like, good old Sir Winston had 15 parts of vermouth to 1 part of gin. I don't even know how you would measure something like that, but I guess he got it done. Anyway, that's how you can have your own martini. 8 different ways, all perfectly acceptable, and all for you to be sexy, alluring, and completely in style. Let me know how you like your martini. 50-50? Perfect? Maybe a bit dirty? Let me know in the comments below, and remember, if you liked this, please share it with your friends. Get everybody drinking in style. We love to have our drinking buddies surround us. So, hopefully you liked it. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And by the way, if you want to catch more of these ways on how to eat, drink, and entertain like a pro, hit subscribe as well as that bell, and you'll be alerted to when we drop a new video every single week. Until next week then, friends, I'm Erin from the Wine Sisters. Stay well, drink better, martinis.